So vocal runs are one of my favorite parts of singing. And although I can't do everything that these singers do, I highly appreciate these singers just as artists in general. So I wanted to share with you some artists that I love listening to and the runs that they sing. Let's get into it, shall we? Hey everybody, it's O'Neil Gerald, and I'm here again with you to share some more vocal runs that are in my arsenal that I think about every now and then. My mind will kind of trickle back to these memories of vocal runs, and I'm just like, woo, these people are singing their faces off, and I just had to share them with you because, you know, I want to be generous. I want to give of myself a little bit to you. So the first artist I wanted us to listen to together is named Brik. Now, he's formerly known as Brik.Liam. There is this one run that he does off of his song called Gently, and it really helps to represent those of us that are lower voices, especially of the male variety. The guy is singing his face off. Let's go. Oh my gosh. It's so low. And if you listen to more of his music, Brik has like these very beautiful runs, and they're super quick, they're super agile, and it breaks the myth that says that lower voices don't have agility. Let's break this down, shall we? My sleep. With that beautiful vibrato of his. His vibrato is super quick, and it's not something that you usually hear on a lower voice. And then we got some glottal attacks here, and then we got another glottal attack, and then we got a little bit of an inflection there. That's an E2. Oh gosh, that's low. Let's take this half the speed. Yeah, so good. And let's take it full speed. Yeah. Listen, I love a good low-key run. This one was super low-key. Definitely took some skill. Don't let it fool you. Love you, Brik. This is amazing. Now, the next singer is actually someone that is pretty famous. We kind of really know her. Her name is Ariana Grande. She actually did a run off of her song, Only One. But in this live version, she actually extends the idea to give us a little bit more of her own pizzazz. Again, because she's singing light, it feels low-key, but it's a problem. Ariana. Let's break this down. Now, it makes sense to break down the first run, which is the essential run that is in the chorus. Be your only one, be your only one. So let's take that half the speed. And let's take it full speed. Yeah, this run is nasty. Come on, Ariana. So we got the essential run that's there. But now we're going to get where Ariana is actually adding to this. So let's kind of break this up a bit. So she essentially does everything the same, but she just adds a little bit of a breath there. So there's a disconnect between the two. Yeah. And she does a little bit of a pause there. I'll probably just indicate that. Yeah. That's long. Yeah. And there's a little bit of a hold there, but I don't have enough space. Usually you would ask, you know, is she actually mixing? Is she coming into her chest register with this? But what tells me that she's not really flipping to the chest dominant side is that at the end of the run, you can kind of hear her head register start to disappear. And what's great about that is that in keeping this more head voice dominant, she's using the lighter, more agile part of her voice. So she's able to get a smooth, quick run like this out. So let's take this half the speed, shall we? Yeah, so let's take this full speed. Yes, Ariana. Woohoo! Don't let the pop fool you. Ariana Grande is singing. She's got some run ideas. I love it. And what's great about this is that Ariana Grande is someone that has learned her voice. Take some risks, take chances, make mistakes, kind of get messy with it, and allow herself to expand on knowledge of her own voice. But a lot of you are looking to be able to expand in your own knowledge of your voice, to be able to become confident because you are able to express yourself a little more. So what I've done is I've actually created an online resource to help you guys. And for those of you that know it, I want you to say it with me. It's at reclaimyourvoice.ca/masterclass. Go and watch that free training because I give you 5 very important points to actually begin the journey of reclaiming your voice, allowing your voice to be an expression of your own innermost thoughts and feelings. So I want you to go to reclaimyourvoice.ca/masterclass, watch the free training, and reclaim your voice. Reclaiming my voice. Let's get back to some more vocal runs. Now this run you know all too well, because I know for those of you that have been on the shorter side of social media, on the thing that ticks and talks, you would have seen a whole bunch of people doing this run. I understand why, because Tori Kelly is absolutely insane with it, and she has some of the best runs that I've heard out of this new generation of singers. She's really helping to keep vocal runs in the game, if you will. And this is a run that we heard off of her take off of Stevie Wonder's Don't Worry About a Thing from Sing. And if you know it, sing it with me. Yeah, that. Take it away, Tori. Sing, Tori. This is like unnecessary. I'm like, why? You did this to us. Let's break it down. And there's some inflections, some necessary inflections in there. Inflection again. And then she shoots down. And then she's got some inflections on this wild note up here. And vibrato. And you know what? There's actually a little inflection here too. And there's a little inflection there. And then again, that scoop. I didn't realize how many inflections there are here. Those inflections are really good at telling us that she's intentionally choosing these notes and making this melody. I really want to know how this run was crafted. If it was completely spontaneous, if it was like, you know what, let me kind of think what I could do to get up there. I feel like Tori was almost like, what is the highest note that I can belt? In fact, this is actually isn't the highest note that she's belt. I think she did like a B-flat-5 once. Let's take this half the speed. It's long, and if you can do this, I applaud you. Let's take this full speed. Victoria Lauren Kelly, we have to talk. She's great, isn't she? Now this run, it surprised me. It comes from Chrystal Rucker on her song Take Your Burden. She does this wild head voice, really high note, and like the key change along with the note choice and the run, it totally took me for like an entire loop. You gotta hear this thing. Yes. It's churchy too. Let's break this down. It starts from a beautiful A5, and I love gospel soprano stuff because they're not afraid of twang. I love it. There's a little bit of a glissando, like this slide, and there's a pause in there, and then she comes down. Yeah. This thing is crazy. So let's take this half the speed. Yeah. This thing is so churchy. Oh my gosh. Let's take this full speed. Yes! Listen, church. I love church. One thing I also love, and this is something that you can even pull between Ariana Grande and Chrystal Rucker, with this head voice things that they were doing, you could hear where their head voice was starting to become smaller as they got to the bottom of their range. And so they took it up a bit to kind of get into the sweet spot of their head voice, but you could hear how they were both using their head voice, 2 different styles. Sing Chrystal and sing Ariana. This is good. Oh my gosh. And lastly, we have the amazing Tamar Braxton. I've loved Tamar Braxton for a while. I just did a vocal talk through of her singing Be Grateful, but I needed to talk about Love and War. She was on, I think it was the Steve Harvey show, and she busted out this run off of the big note on Love and War, and I need you to hear it. Woo! Tamar! Oh my gosh, let's break this down. Love and War is such a well-written song. I'm gonna plot this out, but I need you to know it's such a well-written song. And that's a beautiful G5 right there. stay. She got a big glissando there. And what she does on that top note, stay, she kind of uses the S to kind of give a little bit of an explosion of sound, but it's like she elongates the S a little. Stay. And the tay becomes like this opportunity for her to just really precise knock out that sound. So I don't know how we're gonna draw that, but that's a nice note too. Anyway, and I need you to know this octave jump here, this F4 to this F5, that thing is wide. To be able to maneuver that, to kind of be like, and stay in pitch, it requires a really good knowledge of your upper register and of your lower register. She didn't make her lower register too hard where she allowed that thing to fall flat. And she also didn't overshoot with the high note. Like, it was great. It was well pitched. It was beautiful. So let's take this half the speed. Yeah. And if you hear her, she keeps on going. It's wild. It's great. Let's take this full speed. Yeah. Tamar, this is so good. And if you want to hear me talk more about Tamar Braxton, I actually just did a wonderful vocal talk through of her singing Be Grateful. You can check that out right there. And of course, subscribe to this channel if you're new, because this is the place where we help you to reclaim your voice. We're claiming my voice. Anyway, I'm O'Neal Gerald, and I'm going to see you all in another video. Okay, bye everyone.